Jessica Butts, and hello Instagram Live. I've got all the things going. I've got the podcast stuff, I've got the Instagram, I've got the Facebook Live, and it is just a pigtails and kimono kind of day. So welcome everybody. It is spectacularly gorgeous in Seattle, Washington this time of year. This week it's like in 75, 80. This is like the best it gets. So it is full of energy here in the Seattle area. Good morning, Instagram Live. Today is day two of 10 days of the Don't Do Stuff You Suck At book club. And I am just honored that I'm getting so many messages, so much excitement around this. People are talking about it. It makes me very, very happy and obviously insanely proud. Good morning, everybody, that people are watching and following and enjoying the content. So thank you very much. I am excited for today's topic because I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've been talking about personality type for about 10 years. And today, instead of just talking about introversion and extroversion like I've been doing forever, I am going to go through a little bit of it. I've made notes in my own book about kind of what I want to talk to you about. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm actually going to dive into some new content. So this has been really fun for me. The third book, the relationship book, the Love Me for Who I Am book, is still percolating inside me. I say that I'm writing it, but I actually haven't started writing it yet. But it's been percolating for, let's be honest, a couple of years. And this new information I am sharing with you guys for the first time about ambiverts. So people have been talking about ambiverts forever and ever and ever, and I've said that they're bullshit for the entire time I've been hearing about it. However, I might be going back on my own saying a little bit in that ambiverts, there is something to it, and I'm going to describe it today and hopefully debunk the myth. So before we jump in, though, to the ambivert section, I do want to do what I said I was going to do, which is walk you through the book. This is a book club. For those of you, I know a lot of you have been messaging me individually and on Instagram and Facebook and saying that you're loving it and that you're literally like not reading ahead and you're walking through this with me. So I want to honor that because I so appreciate you doing that. And again, I'm going to start deleting these. So after today, I'm going to delete yesterday's. So if you want to follow along, jump over to jessicabutts.com. There's a super easy sign up. It's a pop-up. We're going to email you all of the recordings every single day. And then at the end, and we're also sending out helpful worksheets. So go pop over there, figure that out. Figure it out. It's really simple. Enter your email address and your name, and we will send you all of the goodies. So thank you for following along. So introversion and extroversion is the very first dichotomy of the 4 dichotomies. So we're going to be going through these this entire week. So it's introversion, extroversion, sensing, intuition, thinking, feeling, judging, and perceiving. And introversion and extroversion is really all about our energy. So we're on page 15 of my book, Don't Do Stuff You Suck At. And we're going to be going through 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20-ish pages. Good morning, everybody. I love that you're all waving up here on Instagram. Hello. This is all about our source of energy. And so many people get introversion and extroversion confused. They think it's about being shy or being loud. And while extroverts can certainly be loud and introverts can come off as shy, it's so much more than that. It is really, truly about our source of energy, where we give our best energy and where we get our best energy. Introverts, I'm gonna do it backwards actually. Extroverts give their best selves to other people. And as a strong extrovert, I realize actually how crazy that sounds to give your best self away. But again, there is no right or wrong personality type. We just are who we are. As I described yesterday in day 1, go back and watch it if you missed it, is that, excuse me, is that there is no right or wrong type. We are simply born with our personality type, and there is no point in trying to change ourselves or change other people in our lives because we are who we are. So as we understand that we give our best selves to other people, we need to understand that half of the population, 50% of the population, does the opposite, which are introverts. Introverts save their best selves for themselves. I like to think of this as wearing your heart on your sleeve. So if you think about my little kimono here, or whatever shirt you're wearing right now, is that there's a heart either on the outside or the inside of your sleeve. Extroverts have their heart on the outside of their sleeve. I should have wore a shirt with the heart on my sleeve today. Sorry, I didn't pre-think that one. Wearing your heart on the outside of your sleeve, meaning everybody can kind of see your best self if you're in your front seat. So let me do the caveat there. If you are in your front seat, so you are giving your best self to other people. You're showing your best self to other people. Extroverts can oftentimes become martyrs. Like, who knows this? A victim, a martyr, more of a martyr, meaning they give so much to other people, yet they don't save enough for themselves. They don't learn how to take time for themselves. So they get bitter and they get pissed and they get martyry. I know that's not a word, but they get martyry. They get into this victim mode of like, nah, nobody can help me. And I give so much to other people, yet nobody like gives to me. I'm a total A+ martyr. I've learned how to manage it a little bit, but it's just annoying because I give a lot to other people, yet sometimes I forget to either allow others to give to me or to give back to myself. So introverts, on the other hand, as you can imagine now where I'm going with this, is they wear their heart on the inside of their sleeve. So if you can imagine, if I have my heart on the inside of my sleeve, I actually have to invite you to get close to me in physical proximity, as well as emotionally, to actually see the heart on the inside of my sleeve. I invite you in. And what a lot of extroverts do is they jump in and say, oh, hi, I want to be your friend. What's going on? Talk to me. Tell me all the stuff, right? Can I get some amens, extroverts? I know that you guys do this. Instagram, Facebook, we do this, right? Introverts need to invite us. They are literally saving their best selves for themselves and those that they invite close. So over the years of work, as I get some amens up here, over the years, I keep hearing this. Marty saying I'm a bit of a martyr. Me too. I get it. Over the years, I've realized that introverts' best friends often say that they don't think they're introverted because when introverts are around the people that they've invited into their sleeve, they are themselves. They are typically talkative and have opinions and share and do all the stuff that extroverts do more readily and more on the fly, because that's how they are out in the world. Introverts save that for themselves and those that they invite in. So extroverts will have a breadth of friends and a breadth of interest. They'll have a whole, oh, that's so nice up there. Thank you. They'll have a whole bunch of different people that they're friends with. Yet introverts will have a very small niche group of friends. They will have people that they have chosen to invite in. And otherwise, they kind of keep them, if you will, at a bit of an arm's distance. Can I get some introverts that might admit that they don't choose to let everybody in? So what I'm talking about is on page 18 of where we give our best selves. And I'm going to do a couple more facts here. So I'll do the first one because it's a little bit of a downer, and then I'll talk about the funny one. So this is on page 19 of, again, the Don't Do Stuff You Suck At book. Page 19, I'm talking about extroverted world. So each of these dichotomies, and I'm going to actually cover this, I think, on Friday or possibly on Monday. I forgot my schedule, but I'm going to be talking to you about the marginalized types. This shit is pretty mind-blowing and very validating for those that are one of the marginalized types. So I don't make up the rules, but this is a fact, is that our society, especially American culture, we very much reward certain behaviors. And in this situation, especially with social media these days, we reward extroversion. We live in an extroverted world. Can I get some serious amens, some hands, some amens to this? How many friends do you have? How many activities do you do? How much are you on social media? In fact, just this afternoon, Sarah Frank, a very dear friend of mine and somebody who's in my mastermind group, is coming here to my home. We're masterminding the rest of the week to do an episode on social media for introverts and extroverts, because introverts and extroverts are so different in this. Yet, if we're going to run a business, we have to be able to do both. And so we live simply in a world that rewards extroversion. Think about if you work in corporate America, all of the meetings and activities and things that you have to do in order to maintain a certain status. Or with kids these days, I mean, I don't have children, but it blows my mind when I see how many freaking activities kids are involved in right now. They're all over the place. They got birthday parties and soccer and this and that and school and homework and practice and blah, 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 blah. And I think, my God, that is okay, not fantastic, but okay for extroverted energy. But what about the introverted children? What about the introverted people that simply need downtime? When I was a psychotherapist, I primarily worked with couples and high conflict couples. I loved it. And oftentimes, introverted and extroverted couples would come in to my office, and this would be one of the biggest things that they would complain about, is that one would be extroverted and the other introverted. And so the introverted one would say, come home from work, and the extrovert is, hi honey, what's going on? How's your day? Tell me about this, tell me about that. Here's the kids, here's the stuff, here's everything that's going on. And the introvert was like, all I need is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, something. I need some downtime. Yet as extroverts, we're like insulted by that, right? We get almost, because we don't understand it. We want like people around, we want to talk. We are external processors. And that's kind of the next place I was going to go, is that introverts are internal processors. They need time, downtime, alone time, slow time, to really get in to their own heads, to recharge their energy. This is where I started 12 minutes ago, is extroverts get and give their best energy to other people. So if I get my energy from being around other people, of course I want to be around people as much as possible, because it gives me energy. And I'm going to get to the ambivert thing in a minute, so stay tuned. It's big. But introverts, they need time to process. They need downtime. So these couples that I would work with, or the parents that I've worked with, that they judge their children in a way, because we are very selfish. We are very egocentric human beings. We live in our own skin, and we go through this world kind of somewhat expecting people to be like us. So the extroverts of the world, we almost take it personally, right? Of like, wow, why do you need time by yourself? Or I'm somewhat offended, or why don't you want to talk, or why don't you want to process, or why don't you walk in the door and like want to be with all of us and be in the family? When all of us need to learn how to put our own oxygen mask on first. Do you hear me, people? We need to put our own oxygen mask on first, and then be in relationship with other people, which means understanding our own energy so that we can then understand others' energy. When I'm around introverts, I ask them a lot, do you need some downtime? Do you need a little bit of time by yourself? Like, can I go for a walk? Can I go do whatever? Can I leave you alone for a bit? Because I want to respect that they're different. So as we're walking through this together, I would love to see up here on Instagram and Facebook Live, which one do you think you are? I'd love to see in the comments. Share with us. I'd love to see if the population differential of who's watching right now is 50-50. I know a lot of you, this is not the best time of day for you. Stay tuned. I'm about to talk about ambiverts. And so you're going to be watching the recording. So even while you're watching the recording, please share with us, are you an introvert and are you an extrovert? And on a scale of 1 to 30, 30 being the most introverted or extroverted and 1 being the least, where do you think you fall on the scale? I would love, 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 love to see this. I'm the most extroverted, ENFP. Yes, you are. Dreamosity up here. Extrovert, people are saying yes. Okay, so I hope that this has been helpful thus far. And now I'm going to go into my personal opinion and my research, if you will. I mean, I've been doing personality type forever. I've been talking about this. I've been researching it. I've been playing with it, observing it. And I have been hearing about this ambivert forever. And I've realized we always have a preference. So I've been calling it bullshit for a long time, to be perfectly honest with you. I've been saying I don't believe in ambiverts. And I actually just realized with my assistant's help, it's Tracy saying 100% extrovert, with my fabulous assistant's help, Stephanie, she was saying, I think that your front seat is the explanation to the ambivert. And she's 100% right. So we are both, because we live in the front seat. Let me explain. We always have a preference, even if it's a 1. So Marcia's saying she's an introvert on 15. Debbie is saying that she is an extrovert. What are you guys? Where are you on this scale? And you guys are saying up here, I think I'm like a 5 introvert. So that's a slight preference, Marcy. And as we understand where we fall on the scale of preference, we can also start to see that we are both sides. So we do always have a preference, no matter what we are, introverted or extroverted, even if it's a slight preference. So Marcy up here on Instagram Live is saying that she's a 5. And so that is a very slight preference. Donna's saying a 10 to 12 introvert. So somewhere in the middle. So here's the deal about the ambivert. I'm going to talk about my car. For those of you who have been following me for some time and read this book, you know that I've come up with my own methodology, my own system around Myers-Briggs called Live Your Life from the Front Seat Life. And in this is a car analogy. And the car represents your best self and your worst self. Your best self, your best innate self, where you should be spending 80% of your time, is your front seat. This is a driver and a co-pilot. Here's the deal, people. These two people, no matter what your personality type is, one is extroverted and one is introverted. So for the extroverts, how many extroverts? Let me see again. Everybody, hi Jessica, how's Paris? Everybody down below, are you extroverted or introverted? If you're extroverts, if you're the extroverts, our driver is in the front seat. Our driver is our very, very best self. It's what the world sees. However, the other person in our front seat is introverted, which means these two people make up our best selves. They are balanced. They are actually balanced. Your extroverted self is out in the world giving the best self, yet in your head, you still have all this stuff going on. So Jessica said he just came on. Myself, I'm an ENFJ. So is Jessica. She's an ENFJ. And as an ENFJ, for example, our best self is giving to others. It's building relationships. It's loving on people. It's connecting. It's doing all the connected stuff. Like, we're all about extroverted feeling. That's our very best self. However, we can't always be doing that, or we're going to completely exhaust ourselves. Remember when I just was talking about being a martyr? This totally happens. I give a ton to my clients. I give a ton to the people in my life, and I give and give and give because it's my very best self. I'm in my front seat. However, the other part of my front seat and your front seat is the opposite. And yes, somebody just said, do we complement each other? So while our best self is giving, and again, this is for ENFJs, giving to other people, this other part of myself and anybody who's an ENFJ is in our heads. And this part is the creativeness. It's constantly going. Who knows this? Can I get some? Yes, you get this. If there's any ENFJs or even ENFPs watching up here or down here, so Dawn's an ENFJ, so you know this. We are always in our head. We have all the ideas in the world. So we need downtime just like introverts do. Because someone's saying nonstop. We need downtime. And this is the balance. This is when people say, I don't understand whether I'm an introvert or an extrovert, or sometimes I'm both. And the answer finally is, I am like solving the mystery. The answer is yes. We are both. We are not ambiverts. We always have a preference for one or the other. However, in our front seat, there are two of us. If you are an introvert, so let's talk about the introverts for a minute. Your driver, the best part of you, your front seat, that driver part is introverted. You save it for yourself and you save it for those that you're closest to. Then your co-pilot is extroverted, and that person is the one that of course wants to go out and connect and wants to talk to people and be out in the world. These two people make up our best selves. So this is not an either or. And I talk about this a lot in the Front Seat Life community, and I answer questions about this all the time, is that we are not lines, right? It's not black and white. It's not either or. It's always an infinity symbol. We're kind of floating back and forth all the time between this infinity symbol. So sometimes we're over here on the extroverted scale, and sometimes we're over here on the introverted scale. And this needs to be balanced. How many of you are experiencing this right now? And I also, I will say this somewhat in closing, is that so type does not change. Your personality type does not change. However, as we grow older, I like to call it evolving because I'm now 45 years evolved. And I don't like to say getting older, but as we evolve, our type does not change, but we evolve into it. Meaning I'm not becoming more introverted. I'm just learning how to balance between the two better. Because thank God, right? We get smarter as we get older. Well, some people do anyway, most of us hopefully. As we get smarter, as we get older, we realize that I just did a post about this on Facebook the other day. Like, I was totally in my martyrhood. I was so martyry. And then I needed just some downtime. I went to the spa. I went to a good friend. I allowed her to give to me. I just allowed myself to like receive love, because we become these martyrs. And so as we grow and evolve and age and get older, we can learn how to balance these things a little bit better, so that we're not all extroverted and all this thing, or like all introverted. It's about understanding this balance. And as we get older, right, we get smarter and we learn how to balance this better and what we need as human beings. Like, I know I'm actually a very strong extrovert, but I need a ton of time by myself, a ton. Like I thrive it. Who else is like this? Who's an extrovert that really needs and appreciates that time alone? And if you haven't gotten there yet, I encourage you to play with it a little bit. In fact, my Front Seat Life Front Seat Life Summer Challenge is going to be all about the balance between doing and being, about this busyness. There's all this, like, the New York Times just put out an article the other day about stop being so busy and just start being. And I was like, yes, hallelujah. Because we get into this thing of like, I got to do this and I got to do this, especially during the summer. And then we burn out. So, even the extroverts, we love all this stuff, but then 50% of the population are introverts, yet we're all like, do this, and you got to do so much more, and you got to do so much more, and you got to have activities and all this stuff, and blah, 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 blah. And people are fucking exhausted. Like, it's overwhelming. And so it's learning how to balance this introvert and extrovert, as well as the judging and perceiving. So the next 2 days, I'm going to be talking to you about the functional pairs. So today is about balance, sensing, intuition, and sensing and intuition and thinking and feeling are not balanced. That is what we get to say, I suck at that and I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it because it's a waste of your time and energy. So tomorrow I'm going to talk to you about how being an intuitive type might be ruining your life, and about how these two dichotomies have literally changed my life, changed my clients' lives, like learning about why we need variety, why we're never settled, why we always need more, why we're always like interested in what's next, and it's hard for us to settle down. Who knows this? Am I speaking to some people? It's hard for us to settle down. We always want the stuff. Is this you? It's so me. It's so me. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, this is ruining my life. Instagram, is this you? Facebook Live, is this you? So tomorrow I'm going to talk about that. But stay tuned for all the days. I'm going to be deleting them as I go. So you need to jump over to my website, jessicabutts.com, and sign up for the emails so that you like this? That's you putting your address in. Go sign up so that you can get these and keep them. This is free for anybody who goes and signs up. Thank you, Instagram. So go get yourself signed up. So these are emailed to you. It's jessicabutts.com. And I can't wait to continue to talk to you about this because, again, the new research that I'm realizing is the balance between the introverted and extroverted in our front seat, how we don't do stuff that we suck at on the next two dichotomies, which are going to be the next 2 days, which will be Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, buckle the F up, people. Buckle up. That Friday is going to be a mind blower. I'm going to talk about judging and perceiving and all of my new research that isn't in print anywhere. So this is the first time that I'm going to be sharing it, except my community knows. So if you want to know more about the community, go check it out. It's just an invitation. Anybody can come and join us and play along. It's $30 a month. It's as much money as you're going to spend on coffee in a month. And you get to like up level your life and hang out with badass like-minded people. So it has been an honor. It has been an honor, as always, to be with you at 7 a.m. in Seattle. And I will see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. Please share this with people. If this is resonating with you and you're like, holy shit, this crazy blonde chick is talking to my soul right now, and you think somebody might need to hear this, whether it be a mother, a parent, your spouse, people at your office, whatever. I am on a BHAG. My big, hairy, audacious goal is to get everybody to start understanding this so we can stop judging people and we can start accepting people and loving them and quit trying to change people. And we can all finally be unapologetically who we are in life, love, and business. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.